Murakoze cyane, maze imyaka 2 ngenda mu muhanda gutya mu mbona mfite ibi byapa biriho message yo guhitura abantu.
Nothing is given to a man on earth. Struggle is built into the nature of life. Conflict is possible, and a hero is the man who lets no obstacle prevent him from pursuing the values that he has chosen. He is called Albert, a man who gave up all he had, including his own family, to save his country, though everyone around him discouraged him and told him that this was such a stupid idea.
Natandukanye n'umugore wanjye kubera uru rugamba nari ninjiyemo rwo guhiturira abantu no kubashishikariza.
He was abandoned by his wife and children because he didn't work anymore. He couldn't provide for them, and this is why they left, but this still didn't stop him, and he proceeded with his idea.
Nitwebwe tuba mbere na mbere, nitwebwe tuba tugomba kugira icyo dukora kugira ngo dukure igihugu cyacu mu kaga. Murakoze cyane.
Murakoze.
He made posters with his own money, and he wears them while moving around the streets, sensitizing and reminding people to follow the COVID-19 guidelines, like wearing masks properly, washing their hands regularly, and others. He says that after he saw a lot of people dying one after another due to the coronavirus, he decided to do all he can to save his country and the world at large. According to him, if soldiers could give in their lives to fight for their country, he also had to find a way to save his. He calls this a war against the virus.
Ku gihugu cyawe nta nicyo utatanga. Ubu se ahubwo ko hari n'abemeye gutanga amaraso yabo, hari abemeye gutanga amaraso yabo bigomwa byose basiga amashuri yabo basiga.
Today, we visited Albert in the city so that he could share with us his extraordinary story to the world, because not a lot of people ever make such decisions.
Gukunda igihugu abantu babyumve nahaze byose kubera gukunda igihugu.
It takes a lot of courage and determination for one to leave a paying job and do something that does not earn money. Albert says that in the beginning he was a taxi driver. Sometimes he used to drive public cabs, buses, and motorcycles as well. After a long day of work, he used to return back home and meet his family. This was a daily routine. Obviously, he worked for money that he used to support his family, like buying for them food and other house basic necessities that a family needed. But this was before the outbreak of the coronavirus. The coronavirus started affecting people, but it was not yet in his country. Albert says that he used to hear stories of it abroad and read about it in the news. He never thought that it would one time affect his life. He always used to hear that the virus was killing a lot of people in foreign countries. He says that since they were more civilized and had technology, he thought that they were going to come up with a cure soon or later. But he was totally wrong. A few months later, the first COVID case was announced in his country. He now started thinking that this was going to be very serious. He continued working as usual, and a few days later, their lives changed completely when the first lockdown was announced. After they had been in lockdown, he noticed that people in his neighborhood were not following the guidelines that the government had put in place to fight against the coronavirus. This is when he started thinking about what he could do to change this. As a person that was working, obviously he had saved some money. He went and used some of it to print posters that he had wrote the guidelines that people are supposed to follow and fight against the coronavirus. He always carried the posters, reminding each and everyone what they were supposed to do. Like other countries, this one too also lost some citizens due to the coronavirus. And these were one of the reasons that triggered Albert to do what he does today, because he did not want anyone to continue spreading the virus that was able to kill millions of people at a go. The people that he worked with said that he was crazy to ever think and do something like this, because it was not going to be able to pay for his house rent, and neither was it going to be able to feed his family. They advised him to get back to his senses before it's too late. His wife too also tried to talk him out of what he was doing, because he was no longer feeding his family anymore since he had no money. He told her that what would be the use of working for money and lose his family and friends to the virus. When she realized that he was not going to change his mind, she walked away and abandoned him in this house, because she also thought that he was crazy. At this point, he had lost his family and some of his friends, but this did not make him stop. Albert says that he thought that the outbreak wasn't going to take long. He thought it was going to take a few weeks or even months. But now it has almost been 2 years, and he is still sensitizing people about the methods of fighting against the virus. He says that obviously everyone knows what they should do, but sometimes they ignore it and they do not take the spread of the virus so seriously. Now he has to keep walking on the streets and reminding them what they have to do no matter the condition. He faces a lot of challenges because people disrespect him for who he is, and he cannot do anything about it. He just has to walk away, and this has been happening ever since the first day that he started walking around. Standing under the hot sunshine for an entire day is also another problem that he faces. He also failed to find a solution to this, but it never stops him from going and doing what he committed himself to do and keep doing.
N'umuntu utazi gusoma, n'umuntu ufite ubumuga bwo kutavuga, iyo arebye biriya byapa mfite ahita ko yibwiriza icyo gukora, akamenya ko ari amabwiriza ndi kumwibutsa yo kwambara neza agapfukamunwa, yes, kwirinda kuramukanya abantu bahoberana cyangwa bahana ibiganza, mba ndi kubibutsa gukaraba amazi meza n'isabune cyangwa umuti wabugenewe.
According to him, he did not do this for financial reasons. The fact that he does not earn anything financially also affects him a lot, but he was ready for this and he knew that it was going to happen even before he started. He says that he is not willing to stop until the virus is put to an end for good, and it's only then when he will return to his normal life and find a new job, because he was fired from the old one since he spent a lot of days without going to work because he was doing this. He says that though a lot of people call him crazy, he thinks that each and every citizen should have a heart to work for their country and fight for it as well. He wishes to see a better world of happy faces each and every day, joy rather than suffering and having a lot of regrets. Lastly, he asks everyone to please help the world and overcome this virus. He asks everyone in his country to always wear their masks for a better tomorrow. And he hopes that people will stop calling him crazy after watching this. He also wants to tell his wife that though he is doing all this, he loves her a lot and he hopes to meet her again when all of this is over. He is sorry if he did not turn out to be the man that she expected to have or even be with. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince. This is Afrimax English. Do not forget to subscribe.